Alrighty. Howdy neighbors and welcome back to the Groom of Gallagher Mansion. Last time we got into the mansion, and we are quote-unquote ghost hunters. Anyway, let's continue. Who are the Gallaghers? So who exactly were the Gallaghers in the grand scheme of things?
The Gallaghers were a well-off military family from Europe who came to America in the mid-1800s. Archibald Gallagher, the patriarch of the family, found success as a cornmeal baron. He married a woman named Mildred, and together they had a total of 7 children. All of the Gallaghers were quite exceptional, except for...
Elias.
Elias was the black sheep of the family. All of his other siblings were born strong and healthy, but Elias's birth came with a lot of complications.
He was bedridden for most of his life, wasn't he?
Pretty much the epitome of the sickly Victorian child trope.
I think you should put it that way. I was here, Taylor shrugged from the earpiece. Who killed Elias Gallagher? Elias himself was murdered. Long after the Gallagher's curse had axed off the rest of his family, but who killed him?
That would be Violet and Gerard Dupont. Gerard was the Gallagher groundskeeper, and after the rest of the family died, he decided to get a little ambitious. Don't think that guy was gay, though. Otherwise, I imagine he would have gone after Elias himself. So he introduced his sister Violet to Elias as a fellow heiress without a partner. You can guess what happened next, right?
A whole courtship dance, a romance proposal, and a wedding to write home about.
Everything but the wedding, yes. According to the newspapers we dug up, Elias died the night before his wedding ceremony while the Duponts were caught red-handed tearing the place apart, looking for the Gallagher fortune.
And the rest is history. Why am I here?
You're really asking me? Sorry.
Taylor inhales deeply before continuing.
You're on a field mission to investigate Gallagher Mansion, so we can find evidence that ghosts exist, therefore proving that the OHSIC still has value to Zephyr University's student union. Besides finding a ghost, we're also looking to see if we can figure out where that old Gallagher fortune might be. Treasure hunting isn't our primary goal, but it's worth keeping an eye out for. The newspaper clippings we found always said how huge the inheritance was, but some assets were never accounted for in the banks. Rumor has it that the Gallaghers kept part of the fortune somewhere in the estate.
It sounds about right. Thanks for the recap. How'd the Gallaghers die?
A lot of rumors say it was some kind of curse, but no one can agree on why they were cursed to begin with. The eldest child died first in a horse accident or something. After that, it was a chain of freak accidents in short succession, completely unrelated to the previous deaths. But without fail, it would always kill the next eldest child like a line of dominoes, hitting the rest of them in some pretty gruesome ways.
Yikes.
I think Archibald and Mildred Gallagher weren't too happy about having to write Elias down as their sole heir once the others were gone, but somehow he'd managed to dodge the curse. Then, not long after amending the will, the parents drowned in a bridge collapse on what was supposed to be a leisurely carriage ride. Same energy as scented candles setting fire to your apartment.
Talk about depressing.
There was, still is, plenty of speculation about Elias spinning elaborate murder schemes to take down his family. But the thing is, Elias had few people to write letters to, and even fewer people who'd write back. Elias became a permanent shut-in after becoming the head of the Gallagher estate. I'd probably do that too if it happened to me.
Sheesh, no kidding. This feels different compared to last time. And the mission feels different compared to the last time I had encountered with the paranormal.
Taylor? That's because the last mission I sent you on wasn't a real thing. That was a fake paranormal incident. Hey, after we posted your reactions on the internet, we did get some new members.
For a little bit, and they left. It was just you and me again. Taylor lets out a deep sigh on the other end, and that's the end of that. I think I'm all caught up. Thanks for catching me up, Taylor.
Of course, bud.
Let's surround my surroundings again. The door leading out of the room. Out to somewhere only Elias could know, beckoned me forward. I had to know what lay beyond. I think I'm gonna explore more.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold your horses! Aren't you feeling lightheaded or dizzy or anything?
Just a little groggy, why?
You know, I've been trying to reach you for 2 hours! Were you even aware you've been gone that long? Maybe you had, like, a concussion or something.
I have no idea. But I don't think I had a concussion. That touch. That really did knock me out, huh? I could barely remember. Elias didn't seem to think it was a threatening act. Did he want to put me to sleep? Or did he not know his own strength? When I collapsed, what did you hear?
I kept hearing that guy's voice, and a rush of air. So, was it really Elias?
This isn't another one of your fake incidents, is it? I know I shouldn't have asked that. Taylor wouldn't pull that on me twice. After everything I'd been through tonight, it jumped off my tongue in desperate skepticism.
No, of course not. So you really did see the Elias Gallagher?
I think he touched me too.
Okay, I'm coming in. We have to get you out of there.
Wait, hang on, why? It's what we came for, though. And we know what's going on now that Elias is active. Listen, Taylor. You're the one who's the actual ghost fanatic. I only hang out with you because of the OSHA, at the OSHA because...
OHSIC!
The OSIC. Whatever. Look, you finally have your proof that ghosts really exist, and now you're calling a retreat?
It's a tactical retreat! I was kinda prepared to find a ghost, but not for you to go MIA for 2 whole hours!
He's got a fair point there. I must feel a little guilty how hard he's hyperventilating. Sorry for worrying you. I'm sorry for worrying you, Taylor. If I'd known I was gonna conk out for 2 hours, I would have tried to avoid it.
I'm just really glad you're still here. I don't know what would happen to the OHSIC if I lost you.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm a little irked that his first priority seems to be the club rather than my personal well-being. But I don't have the energy to die on that hill.
So, if that ghost had the power to put you to sleep, he must be a lot stronger than we anticipated.
I don't think he's gonna hurt me, though. After all, he wants to court me.
You two just met! That's rushing into things!
So much for catching his breath. That was our plan, wasn't it? To trick him into thinking that I was also supposed to get married? And, well, we succeeded. I could just barely hear the gnashing of teeth on the other end.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm still coming in to give you a hand. I trust that guy about as far as I can throw him. Which isn't very far, well, considering, you know, he's a ghost.
Well, if you're coming in, I'm heading out. Don't know what I'll find, but I'm bored in this bedroom.
No, no, no! You stay right there! We have no idea what that dude's up to!
Well, according to you, I was sent on this field mission because I have the stronger body and no dust allergies. Stay on the line, alright? Let's see what happens. The door opens to the house alive. The chill is gone, and the dim light from the windows flows to the halls like a river, undammed. I think the same house, after all. The walls are chipped and floorboards creak, and 100 ornate doors beckon to be opened, mystery behind each and every one. I'm just as lost now as I was before I fell asleep. I'm out of the bedroom. No signs of Elias, or any other ghost for that matter. I think I'm still in the mansion.
Ugh. Okay then, I'll stay put for now. But if we're gonna do this, then you need to give me a status report.
Okay, so, you know how cold I was when I first entered? That's not a problem anymore. The whole manor is... What's one step down from cozy? No response except what might be Taylor biting his lip. As he contemplates the situation, I hear another voice. Sounds happy. It's humming a melody unfamiliar to me. All at once wistful and joyous and despondent. The harmony of dissonance fills the house, even though they barely outdo a whisper. And despite the echoes crawling like slugs along the walls, I know exactly where the sound originates. I think I know where Elias is. I'm going to try to find my way back to him.
If the house really has returned to its full glory, is it because of Elias? If it's not freezing in there anymore, that has to mean something. I think you've really awakened him.
Care to elaborate?
Your presence has given him something he hasn't had in forever. I think this house conforms to his spectral energy. You've made him happy. You've satisfied part of his wish for romance, but I want you to be very careful about how that wish gets entirely fulfilled, okay?
Yeah, Taylor. Okay. I haven't been paying much attention to where I'm going, but my feet have walked on without a second thought. Through twisting halls to another dimly lit room. And to Elias Gallagher. Hello! How you doing, buddy? I peek into the study as quietly as I can, as soon as the creaky door hinges, so as not to disturb Elias. Despite him holding a few volumes of an old book collection in his arms as he peruses a crowded shelf. I can't help but notice the content smile resting on his lips. Once satisfied with his haul, Elias floats over to an armchair and sets the books on a nearby ancient table, making sure they're in his preferred order. A pot of tea and some snacks wait for him to sit down. Wait, can a ghost even eat or drink? Contemplating the question, I lean forward to get a better look. Door creaking as if unintentionally pushed further open. Oops, I ruined his reading time. He spotted me.
Oh, my dearest. Oh, wait there.
Here is over, ghostly tail slicing through the carpet. In a quiet instant, Elias floats over to me, chest puffed dramatically.
Please, my dear. You mustn't wander around. Things remain out of sorts.
I do my best to ignore Taylor's annoyed groan. But when I heard you humming, my feet began to move on their own accord. Why, you must have summoned him in here to grant you company. The line was cheesy, but it wasn't wholly inaccurate. I was drawn to Elias somehow. By something.
And here I thought I had been quiet so as to not disturb your slumber. Sincerest apologies for rousing you from your rest.
Nah, I'm good. No need for apologies, my dear. For I had already awoken. Elias cocks his head.
And yet, that changes little about the unreadiness of this manor. After all, I have to do all this cleaning myself. Simply look at the state of this study. Oh, it's so far gone from its glory days.
Didn't you say it was pristine?
I did, and I stand by that. Virology labs wish they were this clean. Either Elias is a perfectionist beyond compare, or he and I are seeing two different versions of the manor. And yet, I find these rooms quite beautiful.
Just wait, and be amazed.
I'm ready to be amazed, buddy.
I will have to find new staff quite soon. Sadly, they did not stay with me as I left my body behind. Oh, if only they had.
Now, don't get too preoccupied with that stuff. We have all the time in the world to replace them.
On the contrary, arrangements must be made with all haste.
Arrangements for what?
Our wedding, of course.
Taylor chokes on a spit through the earpiece while I stand there and replay the last sentence in my head. I don't blame Elias for wanting to rush after decades of waiting, but Taylor mutters something indiscernible under his breath. I feel the same, though. I might be in more trouble than I expected. but I've only just left the altar, my dear. A long time for you has only been a sunset for me. I ask you graciously to let us seek a compromise. Elias tilts his head once more, eyes locked with mine.
But your heart... I can hear its soft, gentle tears fall upon your soul.
I hate it.
I promise you, my dearest, that a heart does not heal easily. No matter how many tales of tragedy and hardship one may read, reality is much more painful.
What is research? Oh, it's everything that I learned along the way. Alright, cool. Thank you.
Why, my own heart has been broken more than a dozen times over the course of my life. And alas, it has never once healed, only turned to an aching scar. And I have tried my damnedest to ignore these wounds, to let them bleed out and coagulate into some semblance of strength. But it left me sickly instead. If a heart is to be mended, surgery must be immediate.
Elias takes my hands into his cold, ethereal grasp.
And here before you is someone who can mend your broken heart. Someone who can cherish you, stay with you, create happiness for you. I never had that chance in my own mortal life. And after so long, dearest, I want you to choose happiness, not sorrow. And I want to be the one to give you that happiness.
I'm flattered. Something in his words rings truer to my heart than I could have expected. All I'm doing is playing along, acting my part. But if I had actually been left at the altar, would I...
Whatever you do, do not trust him at all.
His voice snaps me from my thought.
But also, don't do anything to upset him. Play it as cool as possible. Elias gave you a very thin rope to walk. Don't fall down. Do you understand?
You're not helping. Okay, I got this. I can walk a tightrope, or at least a fake one. Why not show me what else there is to Elias Gallagher? Let me indulge in my groom before I marry my husband. What?
Yes, we shall do that. But I cannot wait forever either. The taste of eternity I've already supped upon is nigh unbearable. Join your groom in helping him plan our wedding.
Taylor once more grumbles something inaudible. And what does my dear groom need help with? Elias gives a thoughtful pause.
Now let me think. I'd love your assistance with the floral arrangements. I have all the flowers of New England in my hands. It shall be difficult to select only a few.
To prove his claim, he presents his open palms to me, and a smorgasbord of tiny sample flowers sprout and bloom for my perusal. That's so many. You'll have to narrow it down for me, or else I could never choose. And surely you'd want me to be selective.
Of course! And after that, a cake. I know my grandmother's recipes are still in this house, and I should set off on finding them. I've tasted them all when I was still in the flesh, and they're delightful. As such, I leave the choice of cake to you.
I can certainly do that.
And finally, since you'll be marrying into my distinguished family, I'm eager to bestow upon you a gift suitable of that prestige. I shall lead you to my treasury and introduce you to the family jewels.
Taylor snickers. I can't help it. I left you, but try to mask it tastefully. Delightful. So shall I pick the jewelry I wear for you?
Precisely.
Very well. And with that, I believe we've reached an agreeable compromise.
Then let us begin. Take my hand, and I'll lead you to the greenhouse.
and Elias' hand isn't nearly as cold as earlier, but my fingers phase through his just slightly all the same. It's enough to stimulate a gesture of holding hands at least. Satisfied with the arrangement, he leads me out of the study and back through the halls. As I walk, I re-examine my surroundings. It really is hard to believe just how much of a glow this place got.
Hey, partner. How are we holding up?
Splendid. I've always wanted to hold hands with the man I love. Elias casts me a sideways glance and blushes. I don't have the heart to tell him that I don't really mean it. We pass to the foyer, on our way to the other end of the manor. 2 hours I was knocked out for, huh? Elias is practically dragging me at this point. This set of hallways is almost identical to the other end, sans the glass double doors around the corner. Elias faces through as so he can unlock and hold them open for me.
After you.
Thank you. I take a step through the doorway, entering the world of Flora. Seems the greenhouse still works as intended.
You shuddered a little. Is there a chill, my dear?
No, quite the opposite. I'm surprised at how lovely the greenhouse looks already. Perhaps I'm exaggerating a bit. I can't even tell what plants used to grow in these planters. But my bouquet would be here. Elias could likely turn this from depressing to delightful before I could blink. Do you need any help restoring the greenhouse to its former glory?
I did, but no longer. Behold!
I'm beholding. I watch Elias' eager hands dance upon the trellises. Without any more than a simple flourish, dozens of flowers, this time in full size and bloom, await my perusal.
Voila! My dear, your flowers.
My eyes and nose are drawn to 3 flowers in particular, none of which should be growing on a trellis. An act of defiance, paranormal willpower, or simply Elias forgetting his botany. Classic red rose. It seems to be a different variant from the one I brought with me inside of the manor, though not a climbing rose. A dazzling orange zinnia. The color reminds me of a soda I bring to the club room, though it's probably the least poetic thing to think about right now. And finally, a cute bunch of lyre flowers, vibrant and pink amongst the other blooms. I've always enjoyed the cheerful presence whenever I pass them by.
And there's more. Much more if these don't delight you.
No, I think one of these shall delight us both.
And which will that be, my dear?
It'll be the one that I pick next time, because I'm ending this episode here. Due to fear and concern of me picking the wrong one. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you later.